back-to-back conference championships, and this year it was with Shane, first year. Kind of how was that transition from the previous coach to the new coach and getting back to the national tournament?
I think the transition was almost seamless. There was definitely a difference in coaching philosophies there, but as an old team, we all trusted each other very much so, and we just kind of got behind our new coach with Shane and just kind of followed his lead, everything, put our trust in him, and that's what led us to get back here.
I think that the coaching change was a tremendous upside to our team. We couldn't have done a lot of what we did this year without Coach Shane. And not just play-wise, but mentally and emotionally. I think it was just a totally different atmosphere, and that's what we're able to get here this year.
I agree with Lex completely. Pardon. I agree with Lex. It was totally different mentally, physically. It was fun. It was just the transition from a women's coach to a men's coach is completely different. I think we learned a lot. I think we improved a lot. But at the end of the day, we still had our core. So we were able to bounce back and adjust the same to repeat a back-to-back championship in our conference.
And then kind of Coach Shane, this is your first season. How was it like getting back into the college game? You took a couple years off, get back into it, and you inherited a talented team, but what did you see when you got here, and what excites you about the future moving forward?
Yeah. You mentioned it. We had a talented team. We had seven players who are grad students or seniors, and 6 of them were in the lineup. So we had a really deep, talented team of veterans, and we have a lot of depth behind them as well. So the future looks bright. They're leaving a really great legacy behind. I think Lex won 3 of 4 of 5, something like that, conference championships. So we're poised for a bright future. I think some of the players that we have coming in next year are going to help us a lot, and I'm looking forward to continuing to build on what they have kind of started for us. So yeah.
One of the images that will stick with me from this championship is, I believe it was your daughter?
Son, yeah.
Son, your
Yeah.
son,
Mm-hmm.
running across the court
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
That's special.
Yeah.
Being able to share that with family. Talk to me a little bit about your thoughts on creating a family here.
Yeah. I mean, with him, it's just great. That's kind of a tradition that we've had over the course of the season. Is he just Corey, my wife, puts him down on the ground and he runs across as we shake hands. And there's a ton of video of him, and it's great. And all the players love him, and he's around all the time, and they babysit him, and it's kind of. It's allowed us to just kind of instantly all bond as kind of a group of people that kind of all care about the same stuff, and he is one of those things that kind of everybody cares about. So it's been cool to see him interact with them, and that's kind of one of the reasons that we decided that I would kind of come back to the college game, is because we wanted him to grow up around a bunch of really strong, powerful women, and that is something that we're doing. So it's really fun.
Kind of puts things in perspective.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that, ladies?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Totally.
You're veterans of this game. You're veterans of the NCAA tournament. If you had to maybe compile some notes that you want to pass along to younger players about what it's like to compete at this level for this long, what are some of the takeaways that you would leave in those notes?
You really have to soak up every second. It goes by in the blink of an eye. So
Yeah, I would just tell the younger generation, just have fun with the game. You play your best when you're having fun. Don't let anybody take the love out of the sport for you, and just compete, hone in on your skills, and you'll get to where you want to go.
I absolutely agree. Just compete at a high level. Doesn't matter. It's the same game despite any team you play. And I just keep the same momentum, intensity, take it 1 point at a time, 1 game at a time, 1 set at a time. That's all I would say.
How long have you been playing volleyball?
sheesh.
I've been playing
Life?
Do some math.
I've been playing since 7th grade, middle school, so I think it's maybe a little over 10 years or 10 years.
I started playing in 3rd grade at SAS YMCA.
Okay.
5th grade. So,
All right.
yeah.
So if you had to go back and whisper into your 3rd grade self, what would you tell her?
I would tell her don't quit, because I stop playing. I didn't, it wasn't for me when I first started. I would just be like, listen, you'll be pretty decent one day. Like, just play.
And what about your fifth grade self?
You're going to make it. You're going to make it further than you want to. You're going to play longer than you want to, and it's going to be a really good time.
I agree. I would just tell myself to push through, despite the experiences, the trials, the tribulations of many different coaches over the year. It's all for one goal, and that's just success, to win, to fight hard, and a team bond. Just enjoy every moment of it.
Do you think those are important messages to tell yourself as you move on as well, right now, instead of having to talk to your former self? Those aren't bad messages to keep telling yourself tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think they're important. I mean, you face adversity and losses every day in life, not just in sports. So I think sports kind of prepares a lot of people for the real world and changes that have to be made. So, yeah, I think it would help.
Can you each define team for me? Without crying.
I mean, I'm going to say it as family.
I was
It's
gonna
as simple
say
as
family,
that.
too.
It's your chosen family almost, so.
I was going to say the same thing.
I agree. Family, working together, love.
Love, hate, and
Yeah, in between,
Bickering.
whatever that means, up, downs.
everything. But at the same day, you guys compete together. You have each other's backs. You're riding for each other no matter what.
Despite
each other out when
despite
it's needed.
everything,
Yeah.
despite everything.
Yeah.
As your team.
Coach, if you had to write a couple notes down to make sure that you talk about on day one of the spring season,
Yeah.
what do they include?
Yeah, I think just building on, we had a weekend where it was tough for us, really tough for us. And I had to come back and kind of meet with all of our veterans and just say, hey, listen, we need to have you taking control of some things in the locker room, in the gym, that you have to teach the younger players how to compete. You have to teach the younger players how to behave. You have to teach the younger players how to conduct themselves. And that's the biggest takeaway I have from this season, is just making sure that our veterans, our seniors, our juniors, the people who have been around a long time, are taking control of those aspects of our program. Because I handle a lot of the discipline stuff, which there isn't very much, but I handle a lot of that, and they handle a lot of the culture building and bringing in people that we think can fill their shoes in terms of continuing the culture that we've started this year is huge for us, and we have a lot of those people already, and making them aware that that's an expectation early is something that we're gonna start in the spring. So yeah, I'm excited for the spring. It's gonna be really fun.
It was interesting when you said what you said, they all giggled.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we wish you all the best. Thank you so very much for your efforts here. It was a wonderful match to watch.
Yeah.
And we wish you all the best going forward.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.